street art was a really significant thing for Bristol culture and the alternative side of the city. So we wanted to try and work with some of the best local artists to really shout about the fantastic talent that we've got in the city. So we came up with the idea of See No Evil, which was to really highlight the talent and the exciting street art we have in the city, but on a much bigger scale than we've done previously. So myself and Inky started to develop plans and try and look for a street, the biggest street, the ugliest street in the city that we could really go to town on, paint some of the largest scale paintings, the most exciting and some of the largest pieces of street art in the world. That was the plan. And we came up with Nelson Street, which was a really miserable, tired old street that people didn't really like, but it was full of huge concrete buildings. And we thought, what a fantastic idea if we could take the entire street from start to finish and use it as a blank canvas.
Bristol's like one of the UK's capitals of graffiti. It was the second city outside of London to have graffiti in the 80s. And it's always had a burgeoning like, art and kind of street art scene, so it was just, you know, and it's my hometown.
In Bristol, street art's one of those things we've grown up with. Yes, we've also brought Banksy to the world, so, you know, street art's just one of them things.
My favourite piece on the street of the current batch is probably going to be the Nichos one, the Jukebox Chimera. From the 2011 ones, it would be the El Mac one with the mother and child up there.
Well, I'm a sort of a bit of a traditionalist actually. I think my two favourite pieces are pieces that we did in the first year. One is the El Mac, the mother and child, which I think for a lot of people that was the one where people walked down the street and went, wow, that's a piece of art on a building. You know, that is art. That's not vandalism, that's not tagging. And that's the biggest that changed, I think, a lot of people's perception as they walk down the street.
I like the lady one because it's one of the largest ones, and I think it's quite, like, in comparison to the other ones, it's a bit more serious, and I think it makes you think a bit more than the other ones, which are quite bright and obvious.
And mine's the superhero one, just behind that wall there. I like that one because like, at first you can't even see that the superheroes are actually there, but when you look closer, you see them.
I guess it would be the fox just up the street. It's just really nice. I like the side of nature bringing into the city. Like it's just a bit like reclaiming the streets like that. Because it's quite dark street, so it's quite.
And my other favourite piece is Arise, just around the corner, which is the wolf on the student accommodation. That's my favourite because that was the first piece we did on the Sunday before all the other artists turned up on the Monday to paint, and just seeing people's reaction as they stopped and just looked at the building, that brought a sort of a warm, cosy feeling. Thinking, my God, if this is a sign of what we're going to do for the rest of the week, I'm really excited. And it lived up to that reputation and that expectation.
See No Evil was inspired out of, firstly there's a street in Melbourne that's got like a tourist kind of art street like this, and just several other projects around Europe that were done with street art, but this was just taking it to another level and doing it on a bigger scale.
It was a way really to market the city as an alternative, fun, exciting place for people to come and visit, for them to come and be a student here, and also for them to come and work and play. You know, if we were going to do this properly, it wasn't going to be a sterile, you know, art gallery. We want it to be living, to be breathing, and to really, I think, breathe a new sort of life into this part of the city, which really needed it. I mean, I think street art's always been a part of Bristol. I mean, we can't say that we discovered street art with See No Evil, because we didn't. What we wanted to do was to bring it out and celebrate it and show it to maybe parts of the world that didn't know that Bristol was so famous for street art.
I don't think it's changed it, I just think it's enhanced it. It's always been there, we've always had the talent here, so it's just more showing the world what we've got.